The beloved sitcom The Parkers, 1999 to 2004, brought laughter and joy to audiences, but behind the scenes, the real lives of its cast members have been marked by challenges, hardships, and even tragedy. Over the years, several actors from the show have faced devastating personal battles, including sudden accidents, serious illnesses, and untimely deaths. Some struggled with health issues, while others encountered unforeseen tragedies that shocked fans and colleagues alike. As of 2025, the legacy of the Parkers is not only remembered for its humor and warmth but also for the heartbreaking realities that some of its stars endured. Andell Wilkerson, the character portrayed by Yvette Wilson in The Parkers, is a warm, loyal friend with quick wit and a charming sense of humor. Appearing in the series from 1999 at the age of 35, Wilson brought a vibrant portrayal that made her Nikki Parker's, a Monique, trusted companion, leaving a lasting impression on the audience. However, off-screen, Wilson's life was far from as light-hearted as the sitcom roles she played. Despite a promising career with roles in Moesha and House Party, she faced significant financial struggles, especially after being diagnosed with cervical cancer. Her marriage to music producer Jerome Harry, though strong, was tested by her illness and the financial pressures that came with it. As her health declined, and work opportunities became sparse, she had to rely on fundraising efforts to cover her medical bills, a heartbreaking reality for someone who once stood at the peak of fame. On June 14, 2012, Yvette Wilson passed away at the age of 48, marking the end of a life filled with hardship but also rich in the laughter she brought to audiences. Her legacy is not only in the humorous moments on screen, but also in the inspiring story of her strength and resilience in the face of adversity. Constance McFarland, the character played by Susan Douglas in The Parkers, is a graceful, intelligent, and independent woman. Joining the series in 1999 at the age of 42, Douglas brought a refined yet strong presence, making her character memorable. Prior to this, she had earned critical acclaim for her roles in The Parenthood and When They See Us, showcasing her versatile acting skills and emotional depth. However, despite her talent, Douglas faced a harsh reality. Hollywood didn't offer many opportunities for older black actresses. This limited her career and overshadowed some of the success she deserved. While she enjoyed a strong marriage to neurologist Jonathan Cobb, disappointments in her career also impacted her personal life. Tragedy struck when Douglas was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, a relentless and cruel disease. She entered into a tough battle, but treatments eventually proved ineffective. As her health worsened, she withdrew from the spotlight, leaving behind the image of a once commanding artist now quietly facing pain. On July 6, 2021, she passed away at the age of 64, closing a chapter on a life of remarkable talent but a career that had been dimmed by an industry that failed to properly honor her. Yet, her legacy lives on in the hearts of those who admired and appreciated her contributions to the arts. Mel Parker, the character portrayed by Thomas McCall Ford in The Parkers, is a wise, thoughtful, and loving father. Appearing in the series in 1999 at the age of 35, Ford brought a calm, reliable presence to the role, leaving a strong impression on the audience. Prior to this, he had gained fame for his role in Martin, becoming a familiar face on television. However, Ford's real-life journey wasn't as smooth as the characters he played. Despite a promising career, success became increasingly distant as he faced financial instability, business failures, and legal troubles. The image of a confident, charismatic artist beloved by viewers was slowly overshadowed by real-life hardships. His marriage to Gina Sasso ended in a tense divorce, further adding to his burdens. Later in life, Ford's health began to deteriorate. Chronic pain and mobility issues made daily life more difficult. The most devastating blow came on October 12, 2016, when an abdominal aneurysm ruptured, taking his life at the age of 52. Once an inspiration to many, Ford passed away with unfulfilled dreams and a tumultuous life. He left behind a legacy of a shining talent that burned too bright, but was extinguished too soon, leaving many to mourn what could have been. Mrs. Agnes, the character portrayed by Estelle Harris in The Parkers, is a quirky but endearing elderly woman, bringing moments of delightful humor to the show. Joining the series in 1999 at the age of 71, Harris continued to showcase her comedic prowess, which had made her famous as Estelle Costanza on Seinfeld. With a career spanning decades, she was one of the most beloved comedic actresses on television. However, behind the humorous on-screen persona, Harris faced the harsh realities of old age. Despite a marriage lasting nearly 7 decades to Cy Harris, she had to endure the loss of most of her friends and colleagues. In her later years, her health declined significantly, and she struggled with memory loss and increasing isolation. The actress who had brought laughter to millions gradually faded from the public eye, a bitter reality for someone who had dedicated her life to the arts. On April 2, 2022, Estelle Harris passed away at the age of 93. Her voice, once loud and her humor unique, quietly faded with time. Yet, she left behind an everlasting legacy of laughter, even though her real-life story was tinged with loneliness and the sad neglect of Hollywood. Isabel Sanford joined the Parkers in 2001 at the age of 84, portraying Evelyn "Nana" Smith, a warm, wise, and loving character always ready with heartfelt advice and a touch of humor. Though she had a supporting role, her charm and presence shone through, reflecting the image of an ideal grandmother beloved by audiences. Sanford is best known for her role as Louise Jefferson in The Jeffersons, a groundbreaking performance that made her the first black woman to win an Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Comedy Series. However, behind the spotlight, she faced significant challenges in an industry that was not ready to fully recognize the talent of black women. Despite achieving considerable success, she was often paid less than her colleagues and struggled to find more diverse roles. Her personal life also had its struggles. She divorced William Richmond due to his lack of ambition and infidelity, raising 3 children on her own while shouldering all family responsibilities. As she aged, Sanford's health began to decline, particularly with heart issues, forcing her to step away from the screen. In her final years, she lived quietly, away from the spotlight, carrying the regret of a career she had once dominated but never received the full recognition she deserved. On July 9, 2004, she passed away at the age of 86 due to natural causes. Though she left a significant legacy in the entertainment industry, her final years were overshadowed by the feeling of being forgotten, a sad fate for an actress who paved the way for many generations to come. David Graff appeared on The Parkers in 1999 at the age of 49, playing the health inspector, a strict, rule-abiding character who frequently clashed with the more laid-back personalities on the show. With his strong performance and commanding presence, Graff created a humorous yet memorable contrast. Despite many television appearances, Graff is most widely known for his role as Officer Eugene Tackleberry in Police Academy, a role that brought him fame but also limited his later career due to typecasting. Despite being a hard-working actor, Graff struggled to secure larger roles and often had to take supporting parts to support his family. He enjoyed a happy marriage to actress Katharine Graff and had 2 sons, but financial pressures were a constant burden. In his later years, he began to show signs of heart issues, but dismissed them as stress. Tragedy struck on April 7, 2001, when he suddenly passed away from a heart attack while attending a family wedding. He was only 50 years old. Graff's sudden death was a major shock to his family, leaving them in both emotional and financial turmoil. His passing not only marked the end of a promising career, but also left many to mourn the loss of a dedicated artist who had brought joy and laughter to audiences for many years. Robert Duca joined the Parkers in 2001 at the age of 67, playing Walter, a hard-working, ethical, and reliable man who represented strength and integrity. Though a supporting role, his presence added depth and authenticity, reflecting the strong acting style he maintained throughout his career. Duca was an excellent character actor, best remembered for his role as Sergeant Reed in RoboCop, but despite his considerable talent, he was often pigeonholed into stereotypical roles. Throughout his decades-long career, he struggled to land leading parts, though he maintained a steady career with many supporting roles. His personal life was also affected by his work. Though he had a long marriage and children, the demands of the entertainment industry caused a strain in his family. As he aged, Duca began to experience serious respiratory issues, significantly affecting his health. By the late 2000s, he had largely faded from Hollywood, with only occasional small appearances, and his once vibrant career slipped into obscurity. On February 9, 2008, he passed away at the age of 73 from natural causes. His death went largely unnoticed in the media, a quiet end for a man who spent decades fighting for better opportunities and fairer representation in the film industry. Gary Coleman appeared on The Parkers in 2002 at the age of 34, playing himself with bitter humor that reflected the ups and downs of his life and career. Once a child star famous for his role as Arnold Jackson in Diff'rent Strokes, Coleman was one of the most familiar faces on television in the late 1970s and early 1980s. However, behind the spotlight was a turbulent life. His parents and financial advisors mismanaged his assets, leading him into bankruptcy as an adult. Chronic kidney disease not only hindered his physical growth but also limited his career opportunities, making it difficult for him to transition into more mature roles. As the limelight faded, Coleman had to take on various odd jobs, even working as a security guard at one point, constantly facing financial instability. His personal life was also fraught with turmoil. His brief marriage to Shannon Price was filled with arguments and allegations of domestic abuse. Without children or family by his side, Coleman became increasingly isolated as his health deteriorated. Tragedy struck on May 28, 2010, when he fell at home, resulting in a brain hemorrhage. He passed away at 42, alone and forgotten by Hollywood, a heartbreaking testament to the dark side of child stardom. James Karen joined the Parkers in 2000 at the age of 77, playing Rupert Van Lowe, a polite and refined character who brought an air of mystery to the show. Karen had a long and respected acting career, but despite appearing in famous films like Poltergeist and The Return of the Living Dead, he never became a household name. His work earned him a loyal fan base, but widespread recognition from both the public and critics always eluded him. Though married to actress Alba Francesca, old age in Hollywood left him facing loneliness. This became more painful as his only son, Reed Karen, grew distant as James aged, a fact he never openly discussed. In his final years, Karen continued to act well into his 90s, but he witnessed his career fading into obscurity while his peers received recognition. His health declined, and the fear of being seen as irrelevant increasingly haunted him. James Karen passed away on October 23, 2018, at 94, leaving behind an outstanding acting talent that never received the recognition he truly deserved. Terry Rhodes appeared on the Parkers in 2003 at the age of 52, playing Reginald, a charming and witty character who brought relaxation to the show with his humor. Despite a long career with numerous supporting roles on television, Rhodes never achieved the stardom he had hoped for. Although he worked regularly, he struggled with the frustration of being typecast and never had the opportunity for a breakthrough role. Rhodes married actress Lee Sims, and although they seemed to have a happy public life, the tensions from his unfulfilled career led to an emotional distance in their relationship. One of his greatest regrets in life was not having children, as he always wanted to leave a family legacy. As he aged, his health gradually weakened due to amyloidosis, a rare and debilitating disease, which caused him to lose strength. The final years of Rhodes' life were filled with physical pain and a growing sense of being forgotten by Hollywood. He passed away on October 11, 2013, at the age of 61, after many years battling the disease, also facing increasing loneliness as his career went unrecognized. Alfred Dennis appeared on the Parkers in 2001 at the age of 79, playing Aldo, an eccentric and humorous character who brought a unique charm to the show. Dennis spent his entire life in Hollywood, always taking small roles but leaving a memorable mark. While his career was relatively stable, financial instability haunted him, as supporting roles rarely offered long-term security. He went through 2 marriages, with the first ending in divorce and the second marked by long periods of separation. He had a son, but their relationship was strained, and in his final years, he increasingly felt lonely. As age and health declined, his vision deteriorated, making acting nearly impossible, and he struggled to maintain his independence. Dennis passed away on August 1, 2016, at the age of 93, spending his last years in obscurity, a man whose contributions to the entertainment industry were largely overlooked, becoming a forgotten relic of Hollywood. Michael Taliaferro appeared on the Parkers in 2002 at the age of 41, playing Kyle, a loud and boisterous character who provided comic relief with his exaggerated antics. Taliaferro had a promising career, appearing in films such as Life and The Replacements. However, despite his standout talent, he was often typecast and struggled to find leading roles, as Hollywood largely overlooked him. The increasing frustration and disillusionment took a toll over time. Taliaferro was the father of 2 children whom he loved dearly, but his unstable career made it difficult for him to provide financial security for his family. He faced financial difficulties and mounting pressure to make ends meet in an ever-changing industry. At the same time, he also struggled with health issues, including high blood pressure and stress, which severely impacted his body. Despite warning signs, he continued to work until he suffered a serious stroke in 2006. Michael Taliaferro passed away on May 4, 2006, at just 44, leaving behind an unfinished career. Johnny Brown joined the Parkers in 2003 at the age of 66, playing Man, a warm and approachable character who brought humor and authenticity to the show. He was best known for his role as Nathan Bookman in Good Times, where he was once a rising star. However, after the show ended, his career began to decline. Typecast and struggling to find meaningful roles, he often had to take guest spots and voice work to make a living. Despite being married to June Brown for over 6 decades, the pain of being forgotten in Hollywood took a toll on his family happiness. Johnny Brown watched as friends and colleagues surpassed him while he remained stuck in an industry that cared little for older black actors. In his final years, his health worsened, with increasing health problems and the weight of isolation weighing heavily on him. On March 2, 2022, Johnny Brown passed away at 84, marking the end of a lively career but one overshadowed by the lack of recognition from the industry he dedicated his life to. Andre Rosie Brown played Lamar on The Parkers in 2002 at the age of 46, bringing a reliable and hard-working character with stability and wisdom. Off-screen, his career was a constant struggle to escape typecasting, often assigned roles as a security guard or bodyguard, a result of his large physique. Despite his efforts, Hollywood always saw him as a supporting actor, leaving him financially unstable. His marriage to Deborah Brown, though initially happy, became strained due to financial troubles and prolonged unemployment. The pressure to support his family and being typecast took a toll on him, leading to periods of deep depression and low self-esteem. In 2006, tragedy struck when he suffered a heart attack and passed away on July 18, at the age of 50. His death left his family in financial hardship and served as a cruel reminder of an industry that never gave him the opportunity he truly deserved. Jean Sincere took on the role of the woman in The Parkers in 2003 at the age of 84, bringing grace and wisdom to her character. With a career spanning several decades in Hollywood, she tirelessly worked in television, film, and voice acting, but never quite reached the pinnacle of success. Despite her outstanding talent, she was often cast in supporting roles, which prevented her from receiving the recognition she truly deserved. Her personal life was not without its ups and downs. Her husband, Roland Varno, passed away long ago, leaving her to face old age and the cruel loneliness that came with it. Nevertheless, she continued acting, though her health began to decline, and in her later years, she struggled with memory loss. Jean Sincere passed away on April 3, 2013, at the age of 93, quietly, without much media attention. It was a tragic end for a woman who had given so much to the industry but received so little acknowledgement in return. Jamie Card-Riche joined The Parkers in 2000 at the age of 32, playing Bobo, a cheerful and approachable character who always brought laughter to the group with humorous stories. Despite his exceptional comedic talent, Card-Riche struggled to find steady work in Hollywood, often landing only supporting roles in sitcoms. His large physique made him an ideal candidate for roles as a strong man, but he longed to show his deeper acting abilities. Outside of the screen, Card-Riche's life was filled with instability. He never married, and his relationships were often short-lived and strained, mainly due to financial issues and career frustrations. He also faced health problems related to his weight, though he was not fully aware of the severity of the condition. In July 2000, Card-Riche underwent a routine gallbladder surgery, but complications arose, leading to his sudden death on July 28, 2000, at just 32 years old. His passing shocked friends, colleagues, and fans, leaving behind an unfinished career and a grieving family. Tina Marie appeared in The Parkers in 2000 at the age of 44, playing herself and bringing incredible musical performances that captivated the audience. A remarkable talent, Tina had to fight hard to break into the male-dominated music industry, becoming one of the few successful white artists in R&B. However, her career was not without challenges, including legal disputes, exploitation by the music industry, and financial instability. Her long-term relationship with Rick James was tumultuous, heavily affected by drugs and complicated personal issues. Despite having a daughter, Alia Rose, whom she adored, the burden of single motherhood in the harsh industry was not easy. In her later years, Tina struggled with health issues, including seizures, as a result of years of stress and exhaustion. On December 26, 2010, she passed away suddenly at the age of 54, discovered by her daughter, marking the end of a promising music career and her long-held dreams. Nancy Wilson joined The Parkers in 2001 at the age of 64, playing Aunt Rita, a warm and wise woman always ready to offer guidance and emotional support to those around her. A famous jazz singer with a captivating and soulful voice, Wilson won a Grammy and earned much acclaim throughout her music career. However, she began acting relatively late, and despite her talent, Hollywood never fully accepted her as a leading actress. Offstage, Wilson's life was challenging. She went through a painful divorce and struggled to balance her busy career with motherhood. Despite having 3 children, her demanding schedule kept her away from her kids, resulting in strained family relationships. As she aged, her health declined, and she was diagnosed with kidney cancer. In the late 2010s, Wilson withdrew from the public eye, living her final years quietly, battling illness. She passed away on December 13, 2018, at the age of 81, leaving behind a remarkable legacy in music and acting, though her private life had been filled with sorrow and hardship. Dorian Wilson played Professor Stanley Ogilvy in The Parkers starting in 1999 at the age of 36. His character was a charming, intelligent man who was often stressed by Nikki's relentless affections. Wilson had a steady career on television, especially with roles in sitcoms and guest appearances, but he never achieved A-list status. Although he found stable work, he struggled to land the leading roles he desired. Wilson's personal life was not without its challenges. His marriage to Joanne Wilson ended in divorce, deeply affecting him and their 2 children. Financial instability forced him to take smaller roles just to make ends meet. His battles with alcohol and multiple DUI incidents damaged his reputation, making life even more difficult. As of 2025, at 61 years old, Dorian Wilson continues to work in the industry, though his career has faded considerably. He lives a quiet, somewhat reclusive life, often reflecting on what his career could have achieved if Hollywood had given him more opportunities. Monique played Nikki Parker in The Parkers starting in 1999 at the age of 32. Nikki was a fiercely devoted and loving mother who always put her daughter's happiness above all, becoming the heart of the show. Monique's performance left a strong impression on audiences with her sincerity and excellent comedic timing. However, in real life, Monique's career has experienced many ups and downs. She achieved significant success by winning an Oscar for her role in Precious, but the price of fame was not small. After facing conflicts with industry powers, Monique was blacklisted by Hollywood, leading to struggles in her career. Financial difficulties followed, and she openly fought against the injustices she faced in the entertainment industry. Monique's personal life also faced turbulence. After a divorce from her first husband, she married Sidney Hicks and had twin sons. While she publicly supported the marriage, behind closed doors, tensions were high. Public scrutiny, a stagnant career, and mental health issues were challenges she had to face. As of 2025, at 57 years old, Monique continues to fight for respect in the industry, though her career has never fully recovered from the setbacks. Nonetheless, she remains outspoken and resolute, even though the doors of Hollywood that were once wide open are now largely closed. Jenna Von Oy played Stevie Van Lowe in The Parkers in 1999 at the age of 22. Stevie was a loyal, quick-witted friend who accompanied Kim on every adventure, bringing brightness and energy to the show. Von Oy had been famous from a young age for her role as Six in Blossom, but her career never truly flourished after The Parkers. She tried her hand at music, releasing country albums, but they were not well received, leaving her disappointed and disillusioned with the entertainment industry. Her personal life was also turbulent. Jenna married computer data consultant Brad Bratcher in 2010, and they had 2 daughters, Gray Audrey and Marlo Monroe. However, their marriage ended in 2021 after financial tensions and career disappointments. The divorce became a chaotic battle, and Jenna struggled to maintain stability for her family as a single mother. She also battled depression and a sense of not fitting in Hollywood, leading her to turn to alcohol for comfort, which only further distanced her from the industry and friends. By 2025, at the age of 47, Jenna Von Oy lived in obscurity, struggling to find career opportunities, her finances drained, and haunted by the fleeting nature of fame. Cara Bustos played Regina Foster in The Parkers in 1999 at the age of 25. Regina was a smart, practical character, often the voice of reason among her eccentric friends. Despite her potential and promising start to her career, Bustos never achieved major success after The Parkers and almost faded into obscurity. She tried to transition into dramatic roles, but Hollywood did not offer her opportunities to develop her career. Bustos' personal life was also challenging. She married an ambitious filmmaker in 2005, but the marriage quickly fell apart after 5 years due to financial disasters and infidelity issues. Without children and her career dwindling, Bustos turned to other jobs, but bitterness over unfulfilled ambitions led her into deeper despair. In 2020, she was diagnosed with a rare autoimmune disorder, which made daily life extremely difficult. By 2025, at the age of 50, Bustos was nearly forgotten by the industry she once dreamed of conquering, while continuing to battle her chronic illness. Ken Lawson played Thaddeus Tyrell T. Radcliffe in The Parkers in 1999 at the age of 23. T. was an ambitious and charming con artist always looking for the next big opportunity. Lawson's character mirrored his own struggles to stay relevant in the Hollywood industry. Despite some early success, Lawson never landed leading roles and often found himself with minor guest spots. Like T., Lawson faced financial difficulties, forcing him to take jobs outside of the industry to make ends meet. He even tried his hand at music, but his rap career never took off. Lawson's personal life was also turbulent. He never married but had a son, Elijah, from a brief relationship. However, his financial struggles made fatherhood extremely challenging. Lawson also encountered legal troubles, including child support issues and minor drug allegations, tarnishing his reputation. In 2019, he faced a serious health crisis due to untreated high blood pressure, which led to chronic medical issues. By 2025, at the age of 49, Lawson lived a quiet life, avoiding the spotlight and only occasionally appearing in public. Mari Morrow played Desiree Littlejohn in The Parkers in 1999 at the age of 31. Desiree embodied confidence and beauty, a woman who handled social situations with grace. However, Morrow's real life was a stark contrast to the glamorous persona she portrayed on screen. While she had a steady acting career in the late 90s and early 2000s, her career stalled, leaving her financially and emotionally drained. Morrow married businessman Carl Johnson in 1994, but the marriage quickly ended in a bitter divorce just 2 years later. She later had a son, Robert, whom she raised as a single mother. The pressure of single motherhood and career disappointment weighed heavily on her. Despite trying to revive her career with low-budget films, Morrow no longer received casting calls from directors. In 2018, Morrow was diagnosed with severe anxiety and depression, leading her to live in seclusion. By 2025, at the age of 56, she lived a reclusive life and rarely appeared in public, struggling with mental and health challenges. Kim Whitley played Gertie Lowe in The Parkers from 2001 at the age of 39, bringing energy and humor with her quick wit and ability to inspire audiences. Despite her clear talent, Whitley often found herself relegated to supporting roles, never achieving the lead positions many expected. She struggled with financial instability throughout her career, often being seen as the funny friend rather than a true star. In her personal life, Whitley never married, though she had several relationships, including a long-term romance with a partner who left her right after she adopted her son, Joshua, in 2011. As a single mother, Whitley faced immense challenges in raising her child while maintaining an unstable career. She admitted that the burden of loneliness and financial worries significantly affected her mental health, and the fear of being forgotten in Hollywood haunted her for a long time. By 2025, at the age of 62, Whitley was still working, but acting opportunities had become fewer. To support herself, she relied on solo performances and voiceover work, though her career was no longer in the spotlight. Chaz Lamar Shepard played Aaron in The Parkers in 2001 at the age of 24, portraying a kind and loyal character who stood by his friends through thick and thin. Despite a promising debut, Shepard struggled to find a solid place in the entertainment industry, where he dreamed of becoming a leading star. Even as he transitioned to music, his career in the field never took off, leading to serious financial instability. Shepard's personal life was also messy. After a passionate yet troubled relationship with a fellow actress, he became a father to a daughter. Though he loved his daughter dearly, he rarely saw her due to a bitter custody battle. Legal fees drained his savings, leaving him struggling to make ends meet. Over time, Shepard's career faded from the public eye, and he found himself dealing with loneliness and deep regret. By 2025, at the age of 47, Shepard was still pursuing music and acting, but missed opportunities and an unfulfilled career left him with much pain and disappointment. Adam Lazar White joined The Parkers in 2001 as Kenny Davis, bringing charm and sophistication to his role at the age of 32. Despite his magnetic appeal, Lazar White's career was severely impacted by disappointments, with Hollywood never considering him a true star but merely a guest star. Although he landed a few roles in TV dramas and films, none of them provided long-term career stability. Lazar White's personal life mirrored the struggles in his career. He married in his 30s, but the marriage quickly fell apart, leading to a painful divorce that left him emotionally and financially drained. His custody battle over his two children, Julian and Maya, created legal and financial obstacles, leading to emotional collapse. Depression became a constant in his life, and in moments of despair, he wondered if his acting dreams were worth all the sacrifices. By 2025, at the age of 55, Lazar White continued working in the industry, but mostly behind the scenes as a writer and producer, shifting his career to find balance amidst the challenges. Sherry Johnson began her role as Tiffany in The Parkers in 1999 at the age of 24, bringing confidence and energy to her character. Having gained fame as a child star on Punky Brewster, her career appeared full of promise, but as she grew older, Hollywood turned its back on her. Despite her extensive experience, she found herself typecast in similar roles, and the offers became increasingly rare. She married a musician in her 30s, but their marriage ended painfully due to infidelity and financial issues. Sherry raised her son, Xavier, on her own, trying to balance motherhood with an uncertain career. She sought to revive her career by writing and producing, but financial and political constraints in the industry kept her living in the suburbs of Hollywood, far from the big opportunities. By 2025, at the age of 49, Sherry continued to create content independently, but the entertainment industry's rejection left deep scars, causing her to struggle with feelings of being forgotten and lost in a world she once hoped to conquer. Which role in The Parkers did you enjoy the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell to stay updated with our latest videos.